Don't look at me. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings/live, and facebook.com/LOTRO. It is true, no beard, and on top of that, throughout the next 4 or so weeks, you are going to see a really awful mustache come in. I am doing this for a reason, which I will talk to you about in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, I know it's a shocker. I know this is what I actually look like. It's so terrible.
Jerry, Halloween was 2 days ago.
That's true. If I put my hands over my face forever, then
Paper
nobody
bag.
will have to look at. Yeah. I do it for a good cause. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your and my Friday. All of our Fridays here on Twitch. Thank you so much for being here. I'm taking it easy today. I've got so much work ahead of me, and so I'm just kind of killing time for an hour. Going to be doing a little Harvest Math questing, answer your questions, provide all the answers that I can, talk a little bit about the news, and overall just get ready for a pretty good weekend ahead. So hope you're having a good time. When's the leg server? Well, I don't know, but if you're talking about the legendary server, we will have news on that pretty soon. I can't spoil the marketing plan, but we'll have news on that soon. Also, I want to welcome Druid's Fire, who is, what, you're on assignment? You're at a thing for a competitor, which is okay to talk about. You're at BlizzCon. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm hanging out at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Talking to all the people that I find that actually are rolling in wearing their LOTRO shirts.
Oh, yeah? You actually seeing some then?
No.
Oh, okay.
If I saw some, they're stealth right now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it is a World of Warcraft convention. One would assume there would be not a better time to wear your World of Warcraft swag. But,
Yeah. Our good friend Roshan, who used to work at Daybreak, would roll in wearing an EverQuest shirt, so it's all good.
Oh, nice.
Never wear the band that you're going to see.
Eddie, so just because, hey, people who play LOTRO play a lot of games and all that sort of thing, is there any big news you're expecting out of there this weekend or anything like that?
New Hearthstone expansion. Folks are expecting a new Diablo game, and I happen to know one of the big guns at Blizzard is now working on that project. I heard that under the table, but we'll see something soon. Opening ceremonies is at 11 Pacific, so it'll be in a couple hours.
Okay. All right, cool. What happened to my... Oh, yeah, I've got that on. A different mask. Before we totally get started on the show here today, let me do one quick thing, which is that, yes, I am clean-shaven, and the reason I'm doing this is for the month of November, I take part in what's called the Movember charity. I've been doing this now this will be my 6th year doing it, and historically I've done Extra Life on the LOTRO side and Movember on the DDO side, and this year I'm combining the two together, doing both charities for both games, just to see how it goes. If people feel strongly about it one way or the other, let me know, and I can perhaps adjust things in the future to whatever it is you'd like me to do. But I have got Standing Stone Games up as a team, similar to LOTRO's Extra Life. We are having a target of $3,000. We've just kicked this off yesterday with 410. We're raising awareness and funds. Movember takes care of research, support programs for a lot of male-related health issues like testicular cancer, prostate cancer. Are the two biggies that they've been doing work for many years now. And the reason I do this is ever since year one, when I started doing this campaign, I would hear from DDO players and now presumably LOTRO players who were like, I am currently suffering from testicular cancer, or my dad passed away from testicular cancer or prostate cancer and all that sort of thing. And so I hear directly from people who are immediately impacted by this, and so it really does mean a lot to me. This year in particular, I'm working to raise, as kind of my focus, mental health. A lot of us dudes and this isn't just a dude thing, right? But a lot of us dudes feel like we've been trained to maybe suffer in silence. The strong manly type just doesn't talk about their feelings and all that sort of thing. But suicide, 75% of successful suicides are among men. Typically, women have more attempted suicides in terms of successful, I guess you could call it, suicides. It tends to skew toward men. And the Movember Foundation is raising some funds to work on mental health awareness and support programs and things like that to really encourage everybody, including, but especially dudes, to reach out to each other, support each other, and do what they can for each other. So I believe this is an extremely important cause, and I am raising money for the Movember Foundation. You can go to moteam.co/Standing Stone Games, and I will actually, let me drop that link into chat here, if that's okay. And you can donate. Even if you can't donate much, that's okay. And if you've already donated to Extra Life and you're like, I'm tapped out, that's okay. If you can do both, that's fantastic. If you can't do both, that's, it's okay. If you're just broke and you can't do either, maybe you can encourage a friend to donate or spread the word about it and things like that in a way that that could help the campaign there. So, and I have got a little bit of an incentive, actually more than just a little bit of an incentive this year. So when I did Extra Life, I really had a bunch of people say, can you please find some sort of thing that you haven't given away yet? And someone brought up something that we could actually give away. I did a little research after the fact, and so we have got a new thing to give away for these events. That thing being the Steed of the Red Dawn. This was an old Codemasters steed, from what I understand, that basically was part of the Riders of Rohan purchase program over in Europe, but is something that we can now give away because it meets the legal requirements of us being able to do it. And so anyone who donates at least $40 to Movember is going to get one of these steeds. Now, if you can't do it now, this will be coming back in the future, probably both for Extra Life and Movember and that sort of thing. I'm just going to probably add it to the list because this thing's pretty rocking. And $40, it does come with War Steed appearances as well. It's a bind and acquire certificate. It does give you the steed to your account. Basically, I will give you a coupon code. You will apply that. That will apply a billing token to your account. And that billing token will get you the steed on all of your characters and all of your servers. So, in my opinion, a pretty good way to spend $40 should you be into this kind of thing. And, of course, you would be helping Movember at the same time. So, I am taking donations through December 1st on Movember. And again, it's moteam.co/Standing Stone Games. If you want to donate to me directly, it's mobro.co/Jerry Snook, and I would be happy to take your awareness. We do have people on both the DDO side and the LOTRO side, both team members and the public players. As a part of the team, you are welcome to join the Team Standing Stone Games, and you don't need to be a dude. If you are the kind of person who's like, well, yeah, but I can't grow a mustache, you can well, you don't have to, first of all. I mean, it's whatever. This is about raising money for charity, not doing a thing. But if you want to, you can also, they have a move program, which is like kind of a physical activity thing. For 60 days, I'm going to bike for an hour or whatever it is, and you could do that too as well if you would prefer. So anyway, enough of that. Like I said, I am honored to be able to do this. We are going to do a marathon type thing. I think it hasn't been set on the LOTRO side yet. On the DDO side, I think we're targeting November 10th. I don't think that's going to work on the LOTRO side. So unlike for Extra Life, I think I'm going to split it over 2 weekends. But we'll see what happens there. So, All right, what else can I mention? We did have a small patch this week to fix some bugs, and you can find the release notes over at LOTRO.com. Additionally, we have got the Harvest Math Festival running through Tuesday, being shut off on Wednesday at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is your final weekend. Your final weekend to get your Harvest Math stuff. So if you're at BlizzCon, I hope you got your stuff already.
I'm working on it right now, waiting for,
Oh,
game time.
nice. Get it from your hotel room. There you go.
Hey, we got decent hotel Wi-Fi, which is actually rather surprising.
You know, I too have been thinking about Red Dawn jokes ever since I saw that Steed of the Red Dawn. So, yep.
Wolverine!
Us 80s kids. Yep.
Get off my lawn, Jerry. But to backtrack for just a second for Movember, I will happily and most humbly participate on behalf of a former LOTRO player that I used to tank for once in a while, somebody the community knew and loved. So I'm going to be helping for his sake. He's still with us. He's having a good life right now, actually, having survived chemo last year. So
Great.
he's doing well.
Great. Gross, it's a beardless cord. Nice. I understand that my look beardless is special.
Your fangirls are crying right now,
There's
Jared.
a reason I've been growing a beard for all these years, because it helps delineate my chin in a way that I find is perhaps a little bit more photogenic. But I do this for a good cause. It's the least I can do. All I'm doing is shaving and then growing a mustache. Whatever. People are dying from cancer. It ain't that big a deal. So, sweet mother of pearl, what happened to your face? Nice. The community page link fixed. It took us to the DDO community page. Oh, did I do something wrong there? What did I do wrong? I'll have to check my links. Do you know where that bad link is? I was copying and pasting a bunch of links yesterday, so maybe I flipped the two around. When is the next double or triple bonus point sale? Can't say. Sorry. Does the Twitter countdown hint at the steps that the updates of the legendary server will be released? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think even if we haven't explicitly said it, the intention's to go chronologically, right? So, I suppose. Can't give a legendary server release date yet, but stay tuned. It'll be coming soon. Thanks for my Halloween costume idea. You wore your PJs to work. It was the most comfortable day ever. I know, right? Yes, thank you. Thank you for supporting my cause. Yep. It is a 62% speed horse, that's true. It is a coupon code, so someone is saying, hey, I already got that steed. It is a coupon code that I'll be getting you, so you could give it to a friend or a loved one or whatever. So that's
Alt account.
Yep, alt account. Any news on the release date for the raid? No, we are intending to have it this year. I think it's going to be December, but stay tuned on that. It'll be, as it comes along, we'll have a much clearer sense of when it'll be. So, why and your team focus cosmetics and pets? There is few major issues that look good when you get killed. Sorry, I don't quite understand your question. This is about, in terms of what I can give away. Typically, cosmetics are the way to do it. Mid-level healing. So I know that Vastin is working hard on a whole bunch of balance things, and it would not surprise me if that was part of that work, but I don't have anything to announce in that regard. I look like Penn from Penn and Teller without the beard. Nice. I love Penn and Teller. Yeah.
They are pretty amazing.
Yeah. Is there an ETA on the Bjorning class fix? Why, yes. Not per se that I can announce. I don't know if it's going to be a point update or if it'll be update 24 or where exactly along this line it'll come out. It's possible it'll be in the raid patch. On the forums right now, Vastin has put out. Wait a second. Was that Palantir only? Did I just leak Palantir news?
Ooh, shame on you, Jerry.
Did I just leak Palantir news? Anyway, Vastin and some other folks have actually started asking a little bit about Bjornings. So, what do you want us to do? Here's my plan. That kind of thing. I assume.
We already knew about that. That's
yeah.
been. I've seen people talking about it on Discord. I was looking for a post, so I'm thinking somebody leaked Palantir. Shame on you.
Well, not necessarily. It could be that it was just unofficial discussions or something, and
I didn't see it on the dev tracker, so I was looking for the original post. So I'll go find it, or you can go find it. That's your job.
It is, isn't it? Well, I'm not seeing it right off the bat either. But anyway, somewhere along the line, we've got a discussion about Bjornings happening. So the intention is I've been pretty clear from the start that we don't have we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. Instead, we're doing ongoing work on a bunch of things, and they're being released when they're ready. However, that does show you that Bjorning is indeed in that active working on list. So whether or not it comes out, say, for the raid patch or update 24, or whenever it ends up coming out, you'll know more as we get closer to it. But that work is in process, if not being actively worked on today. Oh, Vastin posted it publicly, no leak. Great. Thank you so much, Chromite. I'm glad to see that.
That's where I saw it, yeah. Because I knew Chromite knew better.
Yep. So I don't have a word about when Bull Roar will be available for the raid. Similarly, I don't think we're close enough along in the process yet to really mention that. Planetary, I'm going to have to look about that Howling Pit instance and quest chain. It's a good question. I'll have to follow up on that one. I don't remember the answer to that. Wayward Plane, we don't currently have sort of a OG server title thing being done for the Legendary. It's kind of its own thing, and we want to do that. Please learn magic tricks for the stream now. When I was a kid, I went through that magic phase of wanting to do magic tricks. Just not very good at it. Yes, it is true. Some of the session play is more difficult than intended. We are currently working on that. That should be fixed in the next game update, I would believe. Hi, Calithiel says there's some quest lines and NPCs that are named after Slavic words like Strak, Little Fear, Ghosty, Mozek, Little Man, and Nerud equals nation. My guess is that's a deliberate nod by probably either Made Alliance or Chris Pearson or whoever, but I don't actually know. Please share this tweet to spread the word about one of our awesome streamers being live. Thanks so much. That would be Belarian.
That's Southern Belle. That's an auto thing from Moobot.
Oh, okay. Cool. Anyway, is Southern Belle streaming? I didn't know that.
No, she doesn't stream, but she uses one of her tweets as the example tweet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Baron Hod, I don't have a release date for elf male character portraits getting fixed. I assume you mean the ones where they're kind of offset a little bit. Is that the right one?
He's already put in a ticket for that, and yeah. I've asked him more than once to stop asking.
Okay.
It's almost time for the bingo card.
So that explains the whole Bjorning confusion. Planetary is saying Vastin's poster not showing up on the dev tracker. Yes, I can fix that.
No.
We'll work on that tomorrow, or today. Yes, I will work on it on Saturday. I will come into the office on Saturday to flip a switch that I could flip this afternoon. No word on the 64-bit version of the client, although it's being worked on. Aradil, devout to the lidless eye when you say Vastin is working hard on balancing. Do you realize Wednesday's patch has completely undone 23.1? Moria mobs are not hitting anything now. Watcher with 3,000% damage deals 0 damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aware of that one too. They're working on it. Now, let me head to Facebook quick. Something not right here. Who is this imposter on the stream? I hear you, right? Cappy heals are broken. Is there an update or fix upcoming for captains? Are captain heals broken? That's news to me. I mean, like they just don't function at all? Pretty sure they are.
Generally, when somebody says some quote unquote whatever is broken, it typically means it's not working the way it's intended. But not that it's not working; it's just not working as well as it should be.
All right. Yeah, I'm not aware of that one. Sorry. I'm sure if you've sent in a bug, then QA's seen it. All right. So before I head in game, I've got something special to do. So when we were going through kind of old marketing materials and that, we found an old PC Gamer magazine from the Lord of the Rings Online, Shadows of Angmar getting a cover story. And this was from June 2007, volume 14, number 6. And as we were kind of browsing through the magazine, we came across a thing that said, The Lord of the Rings Online, Shadows of Angmar, 2 free in-game bonus items exclusively for PC Gamer readers. Item 1, the Fallen Star of Gil-galad, and Item 2, War Cloak of Isildur, increased armor class and common damage mitigation. Now, this is 2007 era stuff, so don't expect it to be particularly useful at endgame or anything like that. But we saw a code, we checked the code, and the code has not been redeemed. It is still active and usable. So, if you would like this code, the first person to type this code into the LOTRO store in-game will get this item. Good luck, everyone. Now we're heading in into the game world. Should have been raffled off. Nope. It should have been done exactly as I chose to do it, which is throw it in chat and make people scramble.
You didn't hold it up long enough. I couldn't type it all in, jerk.
Well, that's almost as if I intended either someone to be a fast typer or someone to hit the archive. If we find any more of these magazines that have unredeemed codes, I'll let you know. Alright, so I've done all the bingo stuff on this character. Let's see what kind of... Oh yeah, I forgot about that wall. Why don't SSG care about creep players? We do care about creep players. I care about you very deeply. I tried to crash the store. Hopefully not. Furnost at level 100, dropping 120 scaled gear is indeed a known issue and one that we will be fixing. Hellhunt, what happened to the beard? The beard is going away for the month of Movember. And instead, I am growing a mustache, and my mustache is not looking good. It never does. Why a community manager for a video game would choose to be ugly for about a month out of the year, I don't know. But I do it nonetheless, and I've done it for, this will be the 6th year. So tough if you don't like it. I think it's fun. And it's for an important cause. It's a minor thing that I do. The only thing that's kind of a little funny about it is sometimes, like, there'll be an interview with maybe someone or something like that. Like for example, years ago, I was able to interview Ed Greenwood, who is a very well-known Dungeons and Dragons writer and that sort of thing. And in that video, which was Dungeons and Dragons Online's most popular of all-time YouTube video, it still is in our top 10 per month. I've got this awful mustache. People who go to that thing are probably just like, well, that's just how he looks, you know? And it's just like, no, I kind of wish I had. Why did I schedule it in November? But nonetheless, I did. So that's the way it goes sometimes. So I understand that the community does have a lot of concerns about the balance work that has been done. All I can really say about that is we are aware of it, and we are working on it. I apologize we're not working as quickly as you'd like, but it is something we will be working on here. So, well, my son he just turned 7. And I've been doing this for 6 years. So I think as far as he's concerned, that's just sort of what his dad does every year. I don't think he really pays much attention to it. Will we have slower XP for the legendary server? Great question. That's something that has come up in the community quite a bit in recent days. A request to perhaps have a more measured pace on the XP on the legendary server, because just over time, the amount of XP you can get for doing that kind of thing is like off the charts, right? Because typically, after a while, the intention is to get you along with the rest of the community a little bit faster, right? So it tends to not be as much of a priority to have slow leveling at the low end of the game. But you're right. So the community has been calling for us to do something about that for the legendary server. And that's something that we put out a bit of call for feedback on the forums this week. I saw even Massively wrote a little article on it and that. And it's something that we are seriously considering. We're probably going to do something to... I mean, we don't want it to be like super grindy or anything like that, but I think we are going to dial it back just a little bit to allow for you to participate in the legendary server story experience without end up doing lots of things over level. So... the exact number, ask me when we get there. But it's something that I think we will be doing with the intention that we want you to better keep pace with the story. And honestly, for those who are just like, except I don't want to do that, that's fine too. You'll be fine. If you just because you'll get all your kind of account bound stuff that you normally get, right? So you'll probably sit there and if you want to, you can equip some XP boosters and stuff, and you'll be just fine.
How do you do?
But you know, that's just kind of what we've been talking about and the current thinking as of yesterday afternoon, really. So there is room for that to change if people feel strongly otherwise about it, perhaps. No, sorry, Shokes David, we don't really have any intention to have a full-scale monster PvE game in LOTRO. I appreciate that that's something you'd like, but it's just not on our agenda at all. Yeah, nothing. I don't really have anything to say about Erebor housing. I'm sorry, I don't. As soon as I know more, I will let you know. I promise. Alright, got all my black cats. Does the legendary server have a name? Yes, but I cannot announce it for you today. But we have settled on a name for it. So as soon as we're ready for a little bit more announcements on that, you will know it too. We have settled on a name. We're calling it Bob. No, we're not.
I was just gonna say, get out of my brain. It's very empty in here.
Nice.
Wayward Plane, if it's called George, we'd have to hug it and squeeze it. And I don't think the server would like that.
Will I stream and play on the legendary server? That is a really good question.
You should.
Yeah, I almost assume I kind of, just because I am working for Standing Stone Games here, and that's kind of the big marketing push on that. I imagine I'll be doing some of that, but I'm kind of open to whatever really you folks want me to do. If you want me to stream on Legendary, I'll stream on Legendary. If you want me to just kind of keep leveling up, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Bearing in mind, guys, anytime he's on Legendary, he can't be leveling this character. And I know y'all want him to get to Mordor and have
That's
the
true.
pain that we all have there.
It's true, yeah.
We're not even in Moria.
I don't know why Helm's Deep is priced the way it is. I apologize.
A lovely day, isn't it?
I mean, it's priced according to a whole bunch of economic factors that I am not a part of, so.
Good day.
Are we going to get some advance notice on the legendary server date so you can get there as soon as it opens and sort of get your name and all that sort of thing? Yes. Yes, that is something we are absolutely aware of. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a lot of notice, but you will get a notice. It will be... We are not going to surprise open it on everybody.
Who you calling a nerd, Bloodborne? Fun fact, Bloodborne lives less than 20 miles from me, and I've never met him in real life.
Uh, Ed Glanel is concerned about sort of wants stricter enforcement of RP naming rules on Laurelin. That's not really something I really kind of feel like getting into today. We've had at least several extremely controversial discussions on the forums and elsewhere about that. I don't really want to open that can of worms right now. I appreciate your desire and ultimately want to do what the community wants to do, so. But, you know, I would say enforcing RP naming rules on Laurelin is not exactly our GM's highest priority. Man, I kind of actually tore through this stuff, and now I don't think there's a... Guess I could do the horse races. That's not something I've really done yet.
Cord gonna fall in the puddle.
Yeah. Alphanos, I have not heard of plans to work on the old style kin house crafting stations. But that's a good piece of feedback, so feel free to, you know, maybe post about it on the forums, that kind of thing. Maybe there's something we could do about that. You're pulling your hair out from the maze quests? I have to admit, the maze quests are pretty tricky, aren't they? Yeah. Where did we move the horses to for the races?
We've never moved the horses. Follow me.
Okay. Where are you?
Right in front of you on the horse, the blue horse.
Weird, I'm not seeing you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
For the little green dot on the mini map.
For some reason your dot is yellow.
I don't know why that is. Ah, Bloodborne says group leader is yellow. So, yay, I'm yellow.
Ah, okay.
You can tell how often I group as not leader, so.
Yeah, I know, me too, right? For some reason everyone always makes me be the group leader in my static groups and such. Ah, that's a great question, Hurricane Michael, regarding maxing out trait points on the current state of the legendary server. If that's true, that might be a thing, right? In terms of being able to access the final skill in this initial kind of update. I don't know. I don't know how the points are working out. I will trust your math and knowledge if that's what you're saying. Is anyone else seeing a snow effect on my body? Yes. I need to fiddle. When I kicked up XSplit, for some reason all my webcams got reset. So I had to quick retool my chroma keying. And I think went too far.
Yeah, I have to work on my chroma key at home too, but I think it's also a lighting issue at my house.
Yeah, it changes based on all sorts of factors, right? I am partially insubstantiate.
It's a ghost!
In real life.
A lovely day, isn't it? Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh, I almost.
Hello there.
But I can blame hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think I can blame a little of your hotel Wi-Fi for causing problems too.
What? No. You can't use my hotel Wi-Fi.
No, I can because we're in a group together. Yep. It's trying to render you on my screen and you're having problems. Yep.
You get a snowball for and a fish slap and get set on fire.
Oh, that, Bloodborne, you might well be right. If the machine is USB 3, you have your cam plugged into a 3.0 port, it tends not to save the config if there's a power outage, and we did have a power outage. Yeah, that might well be the case there. Alright, let me head back to YouTube here. When are we going to get the vendor for old loot boxes to open them with the old sturdy steel keys? That is something that... I mean, the answer is real soon. Next game update or two. Maybe even the next game update. I think it's been checked in. So assuming it passes QA, it should be in the next game update, but I don't want to quite commit to that yet. But soon, Generation Y over on YouTube. It should be real soon that you'll be able to utilize that vendor's services.
Yeah, and if you upset QA, Bill Champagne will write a song about you.
Mr. Alexman actually brings up a great question. WTF, why so early today? Yes, you folks in Europe are in that 1 week gap between when you moved your clocks back and when we move our clocks back. We actually move our clocks back on Sunday morning, this Sunday, whereas Europe did it, was it last Sunday or even the Sunday before?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that gap where daylight saving time has got us all a little bit messed up. Why can't you buy from Ukraine through the LOTRO store, Alexander? I know that there is... This would be a question for account support, so you should get in touch with them. But if I recall correctly, we're still under a State Department order not to allow that. I think it's frankly illegal for us to do so, but I could be wrong about that. At least at one point that was the case. Yep. Did we hire a new marketing social media person? You're seeing lots of increased posts on Facebook. Lol, and incorrect ones. Lol. No, but we do have an agency doing, say, some promotional work for our legendary server. That's what some of that countdown stuff is that you're saying, which isn't a technical countdown, but you know what I mean, kind of rolling back on the updates. That's actually being done by an agency, so that's why you're seeing a lot more posts. Will there be PvMP on the Legendary server at some point? At this time, all we can really say is what's in the fact, which is it will not be there at launch. Abolish daylight saving time, Mark from Facebook says. I agree! I'm not going to get into it now. Other than to say, for many years, I was a broadcast news reporter. And I was a State House news reporter in Indiana. And Indiana was one of the only states at the time that did not observe daylight saving time. And every year the legislature used to get into these massive debates over it. And one of the craziest state legislative sessions I ever covered was the one where they decided to start observing daylight saving time. It was a wild ride. And so I happened to be fairly well up on my daylight saving time history and facts and all that sort of thing. So the broadcast news outlet that I worked for considered me the expert on daylight saving time. What armor am I wearing? I am wearing a cosmetic outfit.
Mostly pieces of this.
The Halberd, the Eastamnet set.
Yep, I
Yep.
like it.
Yeah, me too. It's always been one of my favorites. And my hood is actually just something I picked up for Harvest Math here, I think, right?
Yep, that is the Mask of the Raven.
Gurgros ignored my question. Thank you, Cord. Let me see what your question is. Can we make a PvP armor so we can PvP again? At this point, we do not have plans to make new PvMP armor. Sorry. All right, let's do the other race here before we wrap up the share.
Okay, we're going to go to Mickle
Bree.
Delving to the stable mat. Well, actually, no. I'm going to port you to Bree.
Yeah. Will we get Hobnanigans soon? Actually, isn't Hobnanigans... I thought I could have sworn last night I saw a Hobnanigans announcement.
It's on the events tracker.
Yeah, I think it's going right now. When does the Harvest Math Festival end? It ends at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, November 7th. So the way we describe it would be through November 6th, so through Tuesday. So we're almost done. This is your final weekend. All right, just for performance reasons, let's drop group here for this one so it works a little bit better.
It has nothing to do with why that happened.
What can I do for you? Would you do something for me?
I don't know. All of a sudden, my game performance is doing a lot better. Oh no! I fell in the water. I'm going to fail. God, I think I'm going to fail this race. I'm super slow.
As long as you don't fall in the second pit, you should be fine. But your game performance has very little to do with your actual client
and I fell
performance.
in the second pit.
Ha ha ha.
Alright, I am done. No! I'm the worst.
So there is a question in chat that would be a good one to answer. Henriel was wondering if the festival would be extended a couple of days because the servers were down for a little bit.
No. They will not be. However, if you look at the event schedule, it is coming back for an encore. I think it was, what, end of November here? So if you really don't get everything you need, that's the way to do it. But no, we're not going to be extending it, sorry.
Also, another good question. Vandamonia wants to know, is the 25% XP bonus for like those weekends or the VIP bonus weekends, are they going to be enabled on a legendary server?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I've been paying attention to other things. Yep.
What? Jerry. No, it's folks are wanting to know if like the usual XP boost weekends for both VIPs and for everybody, the 100% and the 25%, are they going to be on the legendary server?
Yes. Anything that is based on a billing token for your account, you will receive on the Legendary server. So, for example, any kind of founders things that you get, or, um, you know,
Now,
item
you can,
grants, things like that. You will get that stuff.
no, that wasn't what they were asking. They were asking about the weekends where you guys have the
Oh
100%
yeah,
VIP bonus weekends.
yeah. Geez, that's a very good question. I believe the answer is yes. To the extent that it applies to the Legendary server, if it specifically uh, is meant for content that is not out yet, then no. But I think what we'd probably end up having to do is we have a world event system which controls that kind of thing, and that's run on every server. And it's uploaded essentially, almost spreadsheet style. So my understanding is we probably would have to scrub through that to see what is possible at the current state of the Legendary server where it's at, and then upload it as applicable. It's rude to obviously read the message and choose to ignore it. Well, sometimes I can't answer every question in chat. Sometimes I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Someone had basically said that they feel the social media messaging is incorrect. Okay. All right. Appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, blood
So,
action.
related to someone, Eglanol says basically I had already said that the festival would be extended. My understanding is it has actually been extended based on the initial date of what it was, let's say back in September or whatever. There was initially, I think it was set to go through, originally that's this next Sunday being shut off Monday, and now it's Wednesday being shut off Wednesday running through Tuesday. So I think we've already accounted for that stuff from back in the day that I commented on the live stream that you're mentioning.
Yeah, it was originally a Sunday into Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Blood got to hang out with your predecessor ×3 at TwitchCon. My sister hung out with her too.
Oh,
Little
cool.
patience.
Cool. My understanding, my understanding is Patience has got some stuff going on in California that might prevent a cross-country move, Bloodborne, but that's probably not something that we would want to talk about here. Let's end this with you telling us when the Legendary server will come. It will be released on... I just thought it in my head, so if you're psychic and can read my mind, you now know when the Legendary server will be released. Will we get a Black Friday sale or Christmas sale on packs and expansions? I cannot let you know ahead of time right now what our Black Friday sales will be. I can tell you that at least, well, actually, a couple of our e-commerce folks have been working at it this week, hammering out what the final sales are and all that sort of thing. War Steeds, will anything more be done with them? I would never say never on that, but it's definitely not something we plan to utilize in the near future. Ryan on YouTube. In this person's impression, most people are not running T3, T2 after they've run out of favored completions. Do we have any plans to address this? We are looking at the completion rate and are open to, perhaps having an internal discussion about that. Overall, though, the drop rate of T3 is so much higher than T1 that we have been seeing people run that more often than perhaps your personal experience has been. Um, but it's often better to be more conservative and then loosen things up if we need to than go the other way around, especially when it comes to loot rewards. So perhaps, there's some room to move there in the future. Where is my beard? My beard is in a trash can. In a restroom somewhere. Actually, in my bathroom at home. I'm raising money for Movember. Mobro.co/Jerry Snook. If you want to take part, you can get a steed of the Red Dawn if you want to. Oh, thank you, Aerodil. Appreciate the word there. Back in the day, you need to be level 30 before you could have a mount. I feel the community and nostalgia were better before. Still enjoy the game, but feels everyone are rushing the experience. So we had to have a lot of discussion about the whole steed thing. Like your riding skill and that's going to work. Really, it's just a practical thing at this point. But in terms of the XP, I did talk about that a little bit earlier. We are looking at perhaps implementing a more story-based XP system for the Legendary Worlds. And we'll have more about that as we get closer to it. I don't know that bug, Ron, about a loot playing even though you don't have one equipped. I mean, my guy's not currently playing a loot. Will we be doing another 12-hour LOTRO stream with giveaways? Probably not. I'm not opposed to it, but I personally have kind of decided that long marathon streams from one person like myself, it's not good for me. Not good for my health. I don't really think I should be sitting at a computer for 24 hours, certainly. And even 12, I think, is maybe not the best. I'd rather concentrate into like 4 hours, something like that. But I will be doing one. And if there are other participants for Movember on the LOTRO stream team who want to take part, then maybe we can expand it out some. But I don't really see myself doing a lot of 12, 24-hour streams in the future. I just don't think that they're... I guess I just personally don't really support them. I am not personally aware, Chromite, of the bind to character, bind to account bug from instance loots. If you want to pass that along to me in, I don't know, somewhere or other, forums or something, let me know exactly what you're talking about, and I can ping the QA team to make sure that they've got a bug on it. Yes, if you have the Journeyman riding skill on your account, it will operate on the Legendary server. Is SSG hiring? You can find that information over on... We utilize Daybreak's human resources, so daybreakgames.com/careers for any openings. I do think we have a couple right now. Any final questions? Is my shirt see-through, really? I haven't actually looked at it.
No, it's not that
It's
bad.
kind of fuzzy. Yeah. All right, so I am going to call it a stream. See, there's the green screen. I'll move it back. And it kind of... That's about what it should be. I can do some funny things if I use the legacy mode. Oh, my face is all scratchy and weird. Oh, no. Ah, I'm a ghost. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I will see you next Friday for Court of the Rings here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. My ghostly presence is now leaving. Is Corey streaming today?
He should be, yeah.
And then you're not streaming later.
Oh, heck, I'm going to be at a certain convention.
Yep.
I got to go put my war paint on and chat for the Horde today.
Okay. My ghostly presence is leaving you. Have fun, everybody.
Bye, Jerry.
See ya.